Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Sa video po na ito ay magsasolve po tayo ng mga problems about sa terminologies of sets and sets operation. So we will start with number 1. Number 1 here says, write a set of positive even integers less than 20 in two ways. So nire-require po tayo dito na magsulat ng dalawang paraan para maisulat po natin itong sabi dito. We will write the set of positive even integers less than 20 in two ways. So remember, ang nandito lang po ay positive even integers less than 20. So there are two ways on how to write sets. We know that the first one is the roster method and the second one is the set builder notation. So if we'll assume that this is set A, we can write this one by making a list of the positive even integers less than 20. So we'll start with 2. Okay, the first even integer. Then the next one is 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18. So this is the first way on how to write the set of positive even integers less than 20. And the second one will be, we can rewrite this also in a set builder notation like x such that x are elements of positive integers less than 20. So yan po yung ating dalawang paraan kung paano natin isulat itong set natin. Kaya tandaan nyo roster method at saka set builder notation or rule. Here in the second one, we will determine whether each of the following pair of sets are equal or not. Okay, so number 1 here we have 1, 4, 4, 4 and followed by 4 sevens. And is it equal to, that's the question, is it equal to 1, 4, 7? So in the first place we can say that, oh, they're not equal because they do not have the same number of elements. The first one have how many elements? 8 elements, while the second one here we have only 3 elements. But did you notice that this part here, this is not yet written in a set notation because according to the definition of the set, a set should be distinct, okay, and well defined. Ibig sabihin, wala po dapat na umuulit dito. No repetition of elements. So therefore, ito pa ang unang set dito. Pwede natin itong isulat ng, pag hindi natin uulit yung number, that is 1, 4, and 7. Which is obviously equal to the second part here. Okay? Which is also 1, 4, and 7. So therefore, it means that they are equal. So, yes, they are equal. In number 2 here, we have 1, okay, a set with one element and that element is 1. Another set with one element also which is A. And they are not identical. So this is, are they equal or not? The answer is they are not equal. Okay, so this is not equal. If they're not equal, then what are they? They are equivalent. Okay, so tandaan po natin, pag sinabi natin equivalent, pareho lang po ang dami ng elements. Equivalent yon. Pero pag sinabi natin equal, dapat ay pareho ang laman ng elements, identical, at pareho din po ang dami ng elements sa isang set. Okay, so ang number 2 po is not equal. So maybe obviously in number 3, we can conclude also that they are not equal. Okay, why not equal? In the first set, this is empty, while in the second one, we have one element and that is the phi. Okay, so do not confuse yourself. Ito po ay empty, hindi po ito null set. Ito po ay element ng set na ito. Nandyan po ay nagkataon lang po na pareho po yung symbol dun sa isang symbol na ginagamit natin sa null set. So ito po ay empty, ito po hindi empty. Meron po siyang isang element dyan. So they're not equal. Okay? In number 4, we have here x, y, z, and we have 1, 2, 3. They have the same cardinality. We have 3 elements here. We have also 3 elements here. Okay, so are they equal or not? The answer is still not equal. Why? Why not equal? Because they do not have identical elements. They are just equivalent. Ang number 4 po ay hindi equal. Sila lang po ay equivalent. Okay? So, equivalent lang po. Same also with number 5. We have here 3 elements. We have 3, 5, 7. And we have also 3 elements here. Ice, bag, and cone. So, there are 3 elements in the first set and 3 elements in the second set. But the elements are not identical. So, therefore, this is not equal. Okay? They are still not equal. So, they are still, we call them equivalent. Okay, so they're just equivalent sets, but they are not equal sets. I hope you understand. Here in the next item, we have find the number of possible subsets in the following. So please remember that we have a formula to be followed in determining the number of subsets in a given set. And the formula is equal to 2 raised to n. Okay, where n is equal to the number of elements. Okay, so this is equal to the number of elements in the given set. So in the first item here, we have how many elements? We have 4. Okay, so 4 po ang nandyan. So ibig sabihin, ang number of elements po ng set A is equal to 2 raised to the 4th power, which is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So that is equal to 16. Okay, so it means that there are 16 subsets. Okay, there are 16 subsets in letter A. In letter B, we have here a set with 3 elements, 3, 5, and 7. So if we'll determine the number of possible subsets for B, so this is equal to 2 raised to 3, okay, which is equal to 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. Okay, so there are 8 subsets in set B, composed of elements 3, 5, 7. So, please remember the formula. Number of elements is equal to 2 raised to the nth power, where n is the number of elements in the given set. That's the answer in this item. Here in the next item, we will illustrate the following in a Venn diagram. So around here, we have A union B. So A union B will represent them in a Venn diagram. So there are 2 sets. Maybe this one is set A, okay, and this one is set B, okay. And when you say union, we will combine the elements. So we will shade both A and B to represent union. So that's the representation of A union B. Okay. Number 2 here is A intersection B. So in A intersection B, we have also 2 sets. And those sets are set A and set B. And there is an intersection. Which one is the intersection? The intersection is here, okay, in the middle. It is the intersection of A and B. Think of an intersection as an overlap or the common elements. Nakikita sa A, nakikita din sa B. Yun po yung tinatawag na intersection. Here in number 3, we have 3 elements. We have A, okay, B, and C. So in other words, we have 3 sets. So we'll represent that in a Venn diagram with 3 sets. Okay, so set A, set B, and set C. Okay, and all of them intersect at a common point. Here is the intersection. Okay, that is the intersection of A, B, and C. So this is A, this is B, and this is C. And the intersection here, that is A, okay, intersection B, intersection C, the middle part. In number 4, the requirement is B complement. So before you can find B complement, you should have first a universal set. Okay, so universal set, let's say this is the universal set and we have set B inside. So dito po yung ating set B. Saan po yung B complement? Yan ang B complement po, yun po yung mga elements na nasa labas ng B. So, ibig sabihin, nandito po yung B complement sa labas. Okay, hindi po kasama yung bilog sa gitna na set B. Yan po yung tinatawag na B complement. In number 5, Okay, number 5 tayo. A minus B, this is a difference. Okay, so there are two sets. Okay, so there should be two sets in order for us to represent A minus B. So the first set is A, okay, and the second set is B. So this is A and this is B. Order matters in the difference. So ibig sabihin, babawasan po natin ang A ng B. So kung isi-shade po natin ito, okay, ang may iwan po dito sa kabila, ito po yun, yung kulay green. Okay, itong kulay green, ito po yung magre-represent ng A minus B. Yung naiwan sa A, pagkatapos na i-deduct yung B na kulay orange. Yan po yung A minus B. Okay? In number 6, we have here B union A complement. Okay? B union A complement. So same as before, we should have first here a universal set. Okay. So if you represent the universal set in a rectangle, we have here two sets inside, B and A. Okay, B and A. So this is B and this is A. And we will shade them. Ito yung tinatawag na B. Okay, I will highlight this one. This is B union A. So where is the complement? Where is that complement? Saan po yung tinatawag natin na complement ng B union A? Ibig sabihin, ang nasa labas ng nakashade na green, yun po yung B union A complement. Okay, so i-shade po natin yun ng ibang kulay dito. Okay, ito kulay pink. Yan, nasa labas dito. Okay, ito mga na pink dito, yan po ang tinutukoy natin na B union A. Okay, complement. Nasa labas ng union ng B at saka ng A. Yan po yung ating number 6. I hope you understand with this illustration. A Venn diagram is a very good representation of sets. Visually, nakikita natin kung tama talaga yung union, intersection, and complement, yung difference kapag mayroon tayong Venn diagram. So, dapat master natin ito. In the next example, we are given here set A, okay, set B, set C, and we have a universal set. The requirement here in number 1 here is A union B. Okay, so A union B. So, sabi natin ang A union B, pag sabi natin union, ay i-combine lang po natin yung mga elements ng dalawang set. So, ano i-combine natin? Walang repetition ha. So, we have 1, 2, 3, and 5. That is the union of A and B. Kompleto pa. Nandun ang 1, and 2, ang 3, and 4, and 5. Okay? So, yan po yan. Number 2. A intersection B. Tingnan niyo po ang A at saka ang B. Ano po yung elements dyan na nandun sa A at nandun din sa B? Di ba yan po ang 2, 3 at saka 2, 3. Okay, so ibig sabihin, ang A intersection B is equal to 2 and 3. Yeah, that's the intersection. Okay, that is number 2. Number 3. In number 3, we have C complement. Pag sinabi natin C complement, ibig sabihin, simula tayo sa universal set na U at kukunin natin dyan ang mga elements ng C. At ang maiwan, yun po yung value ng C complement. So, ano dito po sa C ay 6 and 7. So, ibig sabihin, ika-cross out natin ito dito ang 6 and 7. Okay? So, C complement is equal now to what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? Kasi natanggal po yung ating 6 and 7 kasi nandun po yun sa C. So, number 4 tayo. In number 4, we have A union B union C. So, tatlo po ang atin pong i-unite dito. So, ibig sabihin, A union B union C. I-combine natin yung tatlong set. So, ito natin. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7. So, the answer will be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7. That's the union of A, B, and C. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Here in the next example, we are also given here set A, set B, and set C, and we are required here for requirement. Okay, so the first requirement here is A minus B. Okay, so number 1 here, for A minus B, ang A daw, babawasan natin ng B. So, anong maiiwan? So, A minus B is equal to, tingnan nyo po, ang A po ay may 1, 2, 3, pamantalang ang B po may 2, 3. So, ibig sabihin, ika-cash out natin dito ang 2, 3. So, ang maiiwan po sa kanya ay 1. Yan po yung difference. Okay? Number 2. In number 2, we have reversed the, i-reverse po natin yung operation. B naman, muna, ang mauna, bago isusubtract ang A. So, B minus A, we will start from set B. In set B, we have 2, 3, 5. Then, you will remove ng mga elements na nandoon sa A. At ang nandoon po sa A ay 2 rin at saka 3. So, ibig sabihin, ang sagot po dito ay, anong may iwan? Iwan po ay 5. Yun po yung difference. Okay. Number 3, we have A complement minus C. So, we will find first A complements. Ano ba yung A complement? A complement is, magsimula tayo sa U at bawasan po natin dyan yung mga elements ng A which are 1, 2, and 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Kukunin natin yan dito para makuha po natin yung A complement. So A complement, may iwan ay 0, 4, 6, 5, and 7. Okay? 0, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, yan po yun. And what is C? Ano pa ang C natin? Ang C natin ay equal sa 6 and 7. So therefore, kukunin po natin dito ang 6 and 7 para makuha natin ang difference. O, si A daw, kukunan ng 6 and 7. So, kukunin natin ng 6 and 7, ano po yung maiwan? Yun na po yung A complement minus C equals, yan lang po ang maiwan natin na mga terms. Ito, 4, 0, 4, 5. Okay, 0, 4, 5. Yan po maiwan natin sa number 3. Okay? Sige, sana nakuha nyo yan ha. Sige, number 4 tayo. In number 4, we have C complement intersection B. So, hanapin mo natin ang C complement. Okay, what is C complement? Ano sa labas ng C? Okay, ang C po dito ay meron po 6 and 7. So, pag tinanggal nyo yung 6 and 7, ang complement niya ay magiging, ito lang, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yan po ating set. Okay? So, pag i-intersect po natin yan sa B, sige, ano po yung ating B? Ang B natin ay 2, 3, at saka 5. Ano yung nakikita nyo sa C complement na nandoon din sa B? Mayroon ba intersection? Yan po yung tanong. So, C complement intersection B, ano po ang mga elements na nandoon? Yan natin. Ano? Meron bang common? Ito. 2 at saka 3. At saka 5. Yan po yung common. So, ang sagot dito will be 2, 3, and 5. Yan po yung C complement intersection B. Nakikita sa B at nakikita din sa C complement. Yun po ay 2, 3, at saka 5. That's it for this item. Here in the next item, this is a word problem. Okay, so we need to analyze this one. Sabi dito, in a class of 40 students, so meron daw 40 students sa isang klase, 27 daw doon sa kanila ay mahilig sa mathematics in the modern world. At saka 25 ang sa history at saka culture. How many like both subjects? So, ilan daw po yung mahilig din sa dalawang subject, both pareho. So, mga situation na ganito class, kailangan mo nating intindihin ito ng maayos. Okay. I-add po natin, ito yung math. So, ilan daw ang estudyante na mahilig sa math? Mayroon tayong 27. At sa history. Sa history naman, mayroon tayong 25. Pag i-add po natin, hindi magsasakto sa 40. Di ba? Ano po ang sagot natin? This is 52. Pero meron lamang tayong 40 students. Ibig sabihin, may nag-overlap. Yan. Yung overlap na yon, yun po ang magpapakita ng tinatawag na both. Kasi pag sinawag nating overlap, both nandoon sa mathematics, nandoon din sa history. So, paano natin makuha kung ilan ang nag-overlap? Simple lang. I-subtract natin, di ba? I-subtract natin ang 40 sa 52. So, 52 minus 40. Ilan po ang nag-overlap? 12. 12. So, ibig sabihin, 12 ito po yung tinatawag natin na both nandoon sa math at nandoon din sa history. Okay. So, ang atin pong i-illustrate yan, ibig sabihin, 12 students po ang mahilig sa mathematics at saka sa history. So, pag atin po yung i-illustrate sa Venn diagram, ibig sabihin, may dalawa. Kunyari, ito si math. Then, ito rin po si history. Sabi natin, may common dito na 12. 12. So, paano natin makuha yung mahilig lang sa history at saka mahilig lang sa math? Kung mayroon ng 12 dito. So, ibig sabihin, para sa math ay, ilan yung mahilig sa math? 27. Yan, 27. That is 27 minus 12. So, the answer is 15. Ibig sabihin, 15 lang ang mahilig sa math. Okay. History naman. History natin ay meron tayong 25. So, 25 minus 12, the answer is 13. So, meron ditong 13. Ibig sabihin, 13 yung mahilig lang sa history, 15 yung mahilig lang sa math, pero yung both mahilig sa history at saka sa math ay meron tayong 12. Ito yung sinatawag na overlap. Both math and history. Okay. 40 ba lahat? I-checking nga natin. 40 ba lahat ang students natin? 15 plus 12 plus 13. I-add nga natin. 15 plus 12 plus 13. 40 ba? Okay. 0, carry 1. So, the answer is 40. So, sakto. 40 po ang ating students. Babalik siya sa given natin. Yan po yung sagot sa problem na ito. Sana po naintindihan nyo ito. Okay. Here in this item, we have a situation. The situation is a class of 40 BS Ed students took examination ethics and English. If 30 passed ethics, 36 passed English, and 2 failed in both subjects, ibig sabihin, bumagsak sa dalawa. Na dalawa din, bumagsak sa dalawang subject. How many students passed the 2 subjects? So, ilan daw po yung nakapasa sa dalawang subject na English at saka ethics. Tatanan po natin, ang ating estudyante dito ay 40. Pero, out of 40, may bumagsak na 2. So, ilan na lang po ang pumasa sa English at saka sa ethics? 38, no? Kasi bumagsak yung dalawa. Tatanan natin na mayroon pong 2 na nag-failed. Ibig sabihin, pag 2 ang nag-failed, 40 minus 2, ang 38, ito po yung pass. Pero hindi pa natin alam kung saan sila nakapasa. English ba, math, or both. So, yan po ating magiging bagong number of students na pumasa lang, 38. Okay? Kung atin pong i-add ito, ang nakapasa sa ethics na 30 at saka 36 sa English, ano pa ang total niyan? Ang total ay, sige, add natin. 30 plus 36 equals 66. Okay, so we have 66 students. But our new number of students na nakapasa po is 38. So, ilan po yung kanilang difference? So, kunin po natin yung difference. 66 minus 38. What's the answer? 16 minus 8 is 8. 5 minus 3 is 28. Okay, so 28 po ang nag-overlap. Ano itong 28? Ito po yan, ibig sabihin ng 28, ito po yung number of students na both nakapasa, both passed. Okay? Pareho nakapasa in ethics and English. Yan po yung overlap natin. So, ibig sabihin, kung may dalawa tayong set, pag-illustrate natin yan. Dalawa dito yung set natin. Sige. Sabihin natin ito si ethics. Okay. At saka ito si English. Ang nakapasa po, both in ethics and English is 28. Ano po yung ating overlap? Okay? So, since ang sabi dito, ang nakapasa daw po sa ethics ay 30 at may nakapasa na po dito na 28. So, ibig sabihin, ilan po ang natira dito sa labas? Nasa ethics lang. Dalawa, di ba? Para maging 30. How about dito sa English? So, 28. So, sabi dito 36. 28. So, ibig sabihin, meron pa dito 8. Ayan. 8 po yan. So, pag-add po ba natin ito ay 38? Yes po, 30. Saan napunta itong dalawa na failure? May dalawang failure daw eh. Ang dalawang failure, ibig sabihin yan, class. Pag ito po yung ating universal set. Ang universal set natin, ang sabi dito sa ating U, ang ating students ay 40. Ito, tingnan niyo po. 40 ang ating students. Pero, ang dalawa ay nandito sa labas. So, ay sa labas yun ng ethics at saka English. Kasi ito yung dalawa na nag-fail. So, ibig sabihin, pag nag-fail ka, hindi ka pumasa sa English, hindi ka pumasa sa ethics. Saan ka? Sa labas ka ng ethics at saka ng English. Okay? Yun po yun. So, tama po ba na ang nakapasa sa ethics ay 30? 30? Sabi dito, 30? Yes po, kasi 2 plus 28 is 30. Sa English, tama po ba na 36 ang pumasa sa English? Yes po, 28 plus 8 is 36. Yung mga nakapasa po ba ay 38 lahat? Kasi bumagsak ang dalawa? Pwede. 2 plus 28 is 30. 30 plus 8 is, ang total po nito lahat ay 38. And 38 plus 2, balik po tayo sa universal set na 40. That's the rationalization of this item. Okay? So, I hope you understand all of the explanation in these items that we tackled since from the beginning. See you soon on the next video. Thank you very much.